The all-new Kia Sportage today in Autogefühl, your #1 resource for in-depth car reviews and your #1 community to discuss cars from the Frankfurt Motor Show here. And surely one of the highlights here, because this car will be bought by a lot of people, I'm quite sure about that. Lately, Holger had shown you the Hyundai Tucson, and well, these ones, you know, they are brothers or sisters, however you want to call it, because Hyundai and Kia belong together. And so this new Kia Sportage compact SUV will also build on this platform. However, you already see there are a lot of changes in comparison to the previous generation. This design line here at the rear window, this is kind of remained the same, but the whole car, for example, is a little bit bigger, especially a little bit longer, so you have more space on the inside. And for me, it seems a little bit more upright. The former Kia Sportage was more this kind of normal car-alike. This one here clearly says, no, I'm a real grown-up SUV. I think this is the biggest change. Here in this red color, strong red color, we got the GT line. GT line means we got high trim level and special, for example, you know, these lower bumpers here and the side profile, also special alloys, and then, or especially in the front, we got this front lip here, which has more this sporty touch with another contrast, shiny black new grille. It was a tiger grille, so-called tiger mouth. And this is about the GT line, so if you want the highest trim level then. And we'll also see another one in white and another car which is not in the GT line, so you can really compare if this pays off for you. And we'll also check out the new interior. So let's switch over to the non-GT line. You see, basically it looks kind of the same. We don't have the contrast here at the lower bumper, and we don't have these ice cubes at the left and the right lower part here. Here we just have kind of a normal light bulb in here. So these ones are the main changes here in the front. But you see, picking the non-GT line doesn't change so much. Biggest change is really previous generation to this generation here now. And so we also got this new side profile, as I said, really a grown-up SUV now, and I really like it. So because the former Kia Sportage had this more round structure. Of course, we still got round elements here, but here it's a little bit sharper, and I think this can also gain some customers, also in comparison to the Hyundai Tucson, because the new Kia Sportage, at least for me, looks more spectacular than the new Hyundai Tucson. So if you want a little bit more design approach, and usually Kia is also a little bit cheaper than the Hyundai, so you can also save some money in buying the Sportage and not the Tucson then. And now let's check out the interior, but before that, just a short look at the rear. So what is new in the rear, that the taillight unit goes all the way through. You see, we got a connection line in between here. It's a very interesting concept and adds another contrast, especially here. And what is also adding to this new dynamic feeling, and also that it's not that round anymore, is this huge ring here we got at the rear part. Obviously, in this car, it doesn't have such a great aerodynamics effect, but of course it's good for the design. And we directly check out the trunk. No, it's not electric. This one is a new one. You see, it's kind of high, so you don't have too much space going in there. However, there is a little bit of space below this cover here. This cover is done that you can actually have an even loading area then when you flip the front seats. But you see, there isn't so much space left, a little bit more space than in the previous version, but surely it's no really that, you know, use all the space the car is offering. We have seen, for example, mini SUVs like the new Honda HR-V, which have more space here in the trunk. So for the size of the car, this is really rather disappointing. So let me flip the seats here. Then you see how far it goes here on that side, 2/3, 1/3 split. Then at least you could put some longer things in here. It's not possible to flip it from the trunk, however. We're checking the rear compartment first in this case, and what is quite handy is that we can adjust how the backrest is standing, because I've told you before, when those are very laid back, I feel like always like sleeping in the rear compartment. That's not really good. Now I can put them steeper here, and then I can really have an upright seating position here in the rear compartment. I have more space in the previous version, definitely, especially more knee space than in the previous generation of the Kia Sportage, because the car has obviously become longer. I have a headspace here. I got just a little bit headspace left because we have the built-in panoramic roof here, but it still does work for maybe if you're below 190 in meters. Now it's about the new cockpit. Just from the steering wheel, it does remind me of the Kia Sorento, the bigger brother of this car we've shown you lately in the review. I think a lot of buttons still. They try to get rid of some at least, but you know, well, there are still quite a lot. The build quality is quite okay, I think, and Kia have been working on that step by step. Heated steering wheel in this case, we got a really high trim level here, and but it is a big step forward also the previous generation, because especially the infotainment system changed now. You will very soon see that as well. Classic analog instruments here, and as I said, a new Kia steering wheel. So everything is kind of solid and really reminds me of the Kia Sorento. So I think they try to find also some same parts there, maybe to save money and also to make a clear statement from the family inside. I've just talked to Holger, who's doing camera guy today, because he has reviewed the Hyundai Tucson, and he said he felt a little bit that the Tucson was way more harmonic in design here. This one here is a little bit de-arranged in comparison to the Tucson, so that one might be one of the biggest differences between these two, where it's maybe then paying off to pay a little bit more money for the Tucson then. However, if you like this setup here, you can also get the new GPS, and well, the former one was very small in here and also quite weird to control. Everything is done via touchscreen here, as we used before. Let's see if we can go back somewhere. There must be some kind of home button. Let's see, map. This is a new GPS. Here we see if we can go around here just to scroll something. And you see the reaction times have also become fast now. No Wi-Fi connection possible. Media devices or phone. Add new phone. Let's go to the setup. Display. I like the reaction times, you see. It's going actually quite fast. So they have really worked on that one. What I'm actually missing is that I got some kind of easy home button. You see, there's no real button where I can directly change to the home mode. And usually I always request from assistant that I got one button where I can directly jump back to the home. So, but in general, it is improving in comparison to the other system, but nothing that really appeals to me like from the beginning. And we'll conclude our all-new Kia Sportage overview with a color I would never go for. Would you actually buy a car in this color? Then tell me in the comments. Well, the general overview is from design, I think really spectacular, even more spectacular than the Hyundai Tucson, the sister model, and I think for the SUV market, very well done. And you know, you got something different than with the other brands than with this car. From the interior, it's more refined than before, definitely. However, the Tucson, I think, leads this one here from the interior. The biggest change in comparison to the previous model is that you got a more spacious interior, and the car itself has grown in any sense. Thank you very much for watching Autogefühl. I hope to see you at the next Autogefühl episode, and also check down the comments and also the information, the video information, because there we have other links to other Frankfurt Motor Show reports.